මම කැලණිය විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ගණකාධිකරණ අධ්‍යනාංශයේ කතිකාචාර්යවරියක් විදිහට කටයුතු කරනවා. මම විශ්වවිද්‍යාල අධ්‍යාපනය ලැබෙන කාලයේදීම CMA කළමනාකරණ ගණකාධිකාරී පාඨමාලාව හැදෑරුවා. ඒ මාගේ ජීවිතයේ සාර්ථකත්වයට මහඟුවත් වැලක් වුණා. ඒ නිසා දූල පුතාලටත් මම ආරාධනා කරනවා CMA කළමනාකරණ ගණකාධිකාරී පාඨමාලාව තෝරාගෙන ඔබගේ ජීවිතයත් ජය ගන්න කියලා.
ලෝහ පිළිගත් කළමනාකරණ ගණකාධිකාරීවරයෙකු වීමට පාර්ලිමේන්තු පන්තින් සංස්ථාපනය කරන ලද ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ එකම කළමනාකරණ ගණකාධිකාරී ආයතනය CMA ශ්‍රී ලංකා ඔබේ අනාගත ජයග්‍රහණයට.
Ayubowan. Today we're going to discuss about competency number 5. The topic is evaluates the contribution of entrepreneurship in social, economic and personal development. So here is the today's outline. At the end of today's lesson, you will be able to understand what is entrepreneurship, importance and the benefits of entrepreneurship, trends in entrepreneurship, the process of entrepreneurship, who is an entrepreneur, and entrepreneurial characteristics and competencies. First, we will discuss about what is entrepreneurship. So, when we try to find the answer for this question, it is always good to start with the definitions of entrepreneurship. So, here I am going to present you some of the definitions which has been presented by renowned scholars and organizations. To start with, as William D. Bygrave defined, entrepreneurship or an entrepreneur is someone who perceives an opportunity and creates an organization to pursue it. The entrepreneurial process involves all the functions, activities and actions associated with perceiving opportunities and creating organizations to pursue them. As Joseph Schumpeter defined, an entrepreneur is the person who destroys the existing economic order by introducing new products and services, by creating new forms of organization or by exploiting new raw materials. So as Oxford Dictionary define, entrepreneurship is the bridge between capital and labor. Entrepreneurship is facing up to uncertainties. That is how Richard Nantinan defines entrepreneurship. So as the International Labour Organization defines, entrepreneurship is the ability to launch a new company and carry it on successfully. So according to these definitions, we can we can derive the interpretation of entrepreneurship as follow. So entrepreneurship is the process of extracting the environmental opportunities creatively and generating innovation while bearing risks. Or in other words, we can explain it like this. Entrepreneurship is the process of producing innovations by managing risks and identifying business opportunities to satisfy human needs and wants. So if you look at these two explanations about entrepreneurship, you can see there are 4 important aspects, 4 important parts. That is, entrepreneurship is a process and it also involves discovering opportunities and also bearing risks and also production of innovation. So those parts, generating innovation, bearing risk, opportunity recognition and the process, entrepreneurship as a process, those are the key terms you must use when you define, when you describe the entrepreneurship. So which means when you try to answer the question of what is entrepreneurship, these parts needs to be included. So these 4 parts. Entrepreneurship is a process which also includes opportunity recognition and also bearing risk and generating innovations. So here now we're gonna discuss about the importance of entrepreneurship. So as you can see, entrepreneurship is very much important for every country. no matter whether it is a developed country or developing country, it is very much important for country as a whole and also for people who lives in those countries. So here are some of the important aspects I'm going to describe you here. So to start with, there is a need for entrepreneurs who can find innovations and react to changes in the world that changes rapidly. So we actually live in a world which is changing day by day. So it is not static. So when we are living in this type of a world, we have to face these changes successfully. So we can do that through innovation. Therefore, there is a rapid need for these type of entrepreneurs. The second one is there is a need for generating innovations to survive in the competitive business world. So if you can remember when I explain about what is entrepreneurship, which involves innovation. So when an entrepreneur is working in a business world, to face the competition in this rapid changing world, to face the competition, they can use innovation as a very important tool. Therefore, entrepreneurship is very much important to survive in this competitive business world. The third one is there is a need for entrepreneurs in every organization, since entrepreneurs are the ones who can give leadership to the changing world. So when we discuss about the first two aspects, actually we try to build an idea targeting the entire world or targeting the economy, targeting the country. But here, entrepreneurship also important for every organization, because when they are working in this rapidly changing world, which requires innovation, so this kind of innovation, to create this kind of innovation, they require leadership which has entrepreneurial skills. So therefore, there is a need for entrepreneurs in every organization. And also there is a need for generating innovations to uplift the living standards through satisfying human needs and wants at high level. So entrepreneurship also important to increase the living standard of the individuals. Through innovation, we can increase the individuals' living standards by satisfying their human needs and wants at high level. Then there is a need for developing business functions in confrontation with the technology that changes day by day. As I mentioned, we are living in a world which is changing rapidly. So in this rapid changing world, technological advancement, technological changes happen day by day. So to face these changes successfully, we require entrepreneurship. Therefore, entrepreneurship is very much important to face these technological changes. Then lastly, entrepreneurship is important because which gives the ability to create job opportunities through starting new businesses. So through the entrepreneurship, which means when we are starting new businesses, which creates more job opportunities. That's also important for economic growth. These are some of the aspects which we can highlight when we discuss about the importance of entrepreneurship. So my dear student, so based on these similarities and differences between entrepreneurship and businesses, we can conclude that all the enterprises are businesses, whereas all the businesses are not enterprises. So we can elaborate it a little further like this. All the business activities can be seen in entrepreneurship, but all the entrepreneurial activities we could not see in business activities. And also we can say that the end result of entrepreneurship is businesses. Please cut, I'll do it again. Sorry. So my dear students, by looking at those similarities and differences between entrepreneurship and businesses, we can conclude that all the enterprises are businesses, but all the businesses are not enterprises. So we can elaborate it a little further like this. All the business activities actually can be seen in included in entrepreneurial activities, but all the entrepreneurial activities we could not see in business activities, and therefore we can say that the end result of entrepreneurship is business. Okay, now we're going to discuss about benefits of entrepreneurship. So under this, we're going to see what kind of benefits as an individual, as an organization, and also what kind of social and economical benefits can be gained by doing entrepreneurship. Because when we discuss about benefits of entrepreneurship, we can categorize those benefits into these three types. So the first benefit, as an individual, you will gain by involving in entrepreneurial activities, you are having opportunities to make use of your individual abilities as an entrepreneur. So when you try to recognize market opportunities, most of the time you will try to recognize opportunities which will be matched with your individual abilities. So when you are when you are doing entrepreneurship, rather than working under someone else, you will get a chance to use your special skills and abilities. So that is the first benefit. So the second benefit is being able to get higher benefits through higher commitments. So when you are doing your own business, so when you are involving in entrepreneurial activities as an entrepreneur, rather than working in under someone else, usually you spend more time, and you will give your higher commitments to do those things, to operate your own business. So because of that, when you give your full commitment, eventually you will get higher benefits, like maybe you'll get higher income, higher sales, and good reputation. You'll get those kind of benefits because of higher commitment. So when you are working under someone else, when you are working in any other organization, usually maybe your work time will be limited to some strict time. Maybe it can be 8 to 5, likewise. But when you are doing your own business, there's no such time limitation. Maybe you will work more hours. You will be committed to do those activities until you get a good result. That is, as an usual human being, that is how we work when we are working in entrepreneurial activities, to be a successful entrepreneur. So because of that, because of your higher commitments, you will get higher benefits like higher income, higher sales, and higher profit. And not only that, you'll get good reputation because of these, because when you are working, when you are giving your full commitment to do your business activities. That is another benefit. And also third one is creating social status and acceptance. So when you are working your own business, when you are doing entrepreneurial activities, okay, you'll get a good reputation. When you are when you are working, when you are doing your business as a good entrepreneur, usually the society, other people give really good, you will get good social status and good acceptance from the society because of your good entrepreneurial activities when you are working when you are doing your business as a good entrepreneur. And also the next one is having a self-satisfaction. So when you are gaining these kind of financial and non-financial benefits, financial benefits like profit and income, and also non-financial benefits like status and acceptance, you'll get self-satisfaction because you are gaining those benefits, those kind of things, financial or non-financial benefits, because of your commitment, because you are so committed towards your business. When you are working, when you are doing entrepreneurship, when you are involving with these entrepreneurial activities, when you are doing your own business, you'll gain those financial and non-financial benefits. Because of that, you'll gain that self-satisfaction. You'll be really happy by gaining these things. That is another benefit. And also, the last one I'm going to discuss today is obtaining personal and financial gains. So here I have mentioned before also, so when you are involving in entrepreneurship, when you are doing your own business, you will get both personal and financial gains. So those are the individual benefits which I have just mentioned today. But my dear student, there are a lot more individual benefits. So try to find those benefits as well, individual benefits, which I have not mentioned today. So now we are talking about institutional benefits. Before we discuss about as an individual, what kind of benefits you will gain by doing entrepreneurship. Here we're going to discuss what kind of benefit you as an institution, as an organization gain by doing entrepreneurial activities in their organization, in their institution, rather than just running a business. So the first one is being easy to face competition. So entrepreneurship, as I said, if you remember when we compare the differences between business and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, usually they do something new. I mean, they start their business by introducing new product or new service. They always try to recognize market opportunities. But if you are running just a business, you will sell a product or service which is already available in the market, or similar type of product or service. You are not doing some innovative product or innovative service or innovative process. But because of that, when you are doing entrepreneurial activities inside your organization, inside your institution, you will get a chance to face competition because of these innovative activities, because you are producing something new which is not actually available in the marketplace. So there will be because of that, there will be low competition for your product and service. And not only that, like if you keep doing those innovation inside your organization, you will get a higher chance to face competition, outside competition. That is the first benefit. The next one is expansion of business activities. Because of this opportunity recognition in the market, you'll get a higher chance to introduce new products and services. So because of that, you'll get a chance to expand your business activities, maybe towards the similar types of product or services. Maybe you can diversify your business portfolio into different and new products and services. So in any way, you will get a good chance to expand your business activities. Maybe you'll get a chance to touch untouched markets. Maybe you'll get a chance to expand your market share. So maybe expand your geographical location because of these innovative things which is involved in entrepreneurship, rather than just doing a business. The third one is continuous development. Again here, the reason for continuous development, you will get a chance to recognize opportunities, market opportunities, and also you will introduce new products and services, and also you will manage your risk properly. Because of that, your enterprise, your institution get a chance to develop continuously. So that is another benefit you will gain as an institution by involving entrepreneurial activities inside your organization. Then The next one is expansion of market share. As I mentioned before, when you are expanding your business activities through new products, new services, and also by recognizing new market opportunities, by doing innovative products and services while managing risk correctly, you'll get a chance to expand your market share. So rather than just doing a business, when you are involving those entrepreneurial activities inside your organization, you'll get a chance to expand your market share because people, the stakeholders will see your company as a different company to other organizations, other institutions in your industry. So they will invest more in your organization because of these new innovative products and services, and when you are managing your risk correctly, because which will eventually gain a good reputation in your industry. So therefore you will get a chance to expand your market share through entrepreneurial activities. So ultimately you will become the expertise in the industry. So when these things are happening, keep happening, when you build good reputation within your industry, and you'll become the expertise in the industry. So these are the benefits you will gain by doing entrepreneurial activities inside your organization. Here I have mentioned only few, but there are a lot more institutional benefits you can think of you will gain by involving in entrepreneurial activities. So my dear student, try to find those benefits as well. So now we're going to discuss about social and economic benefits. What kind of social and economic benefits you will gain by involving in entrepreneurial activities, by doing entrepreneurship? The first we discuss about as an individual, what kind of benefits you will gain. Then next we discuss about as an organization, what kind of benefits you will gain. Here we're going to discuss about as a society, as a country, what kind of benefits you will gain by involving in entrepreneurship, by doing entrepreneurial activities. The first one is creation of new employment opportunities. So as I mentioned before, under the institutional benefits, so when organizations involve in entrepreneurial activities, they will get a chance to expand their market share, to develop their organization. So these kind of, because of these kind of things, organization will keep developing when they are doing entrepreneurial activities. So then because of that, they will create new employment opportunities. When as a society, when all the organization in the society, all the individual in the society, or most of the individual and most of the organization in that particular country, in the society involved in these entrepreneurial activities, usually they will create new employment opportunities. That is the first benefit as a country we can gain. Then the second one is creation of income opportunities. So when you are doing, when there are more job opportunities, which means that people, the individual in that particular country or that particular society, they will get more job opportunities. So there will be the unemployment rate will decrease because of entrepreneurship. Therefore, people who lives in that country or society, which create new income opportunities or increase their income opportunities because of this entrepreneurship. Then the next one is arising of opportunities to consume new goods and services. So as I mentioned, if you remember, I mentioned it several times today. So entrepreneurship means we are recognizing market opportunities and we create innovative products and services. So ultimately, because of that, individuals, people who live in that country get an opportunity to consume new goods and services because of these innovative activities involving entrepreneurship. So then next one is developing the standards of living. When they are getting when the people in that particular country or in that society, when their income opportunities increase, when there are new job opportunities, their living standards also increase because they have higher income, and also they have new products, new goods and service to consume. So ultimately their living standards also developed. Then the next one is using regional resources for production. So when people, when individuals, when institutions, when they are doing entrepreneurial activities, when they are involved in entrepreneurship, they will, because of that different market opportunities they identified, and also because of these new product and services, they will use regional resources for production. So there will be higher chance to use that society, that country's regional resources for those new goods and services. Then development of new markets. Because of these new opportunities, when people are try to identify those untouched market by recognizing new market opportunities, which eventually develop new markets. So those are the social and economical benefits we can think of as a society, as a country, individuals and organizations in that society and country doing entrepreneurial activities. As I mentioned before also, only few of the benefits which I have mentioned here, but there are a lot more other benefits you can think of. So my dear student, try to find those social and economical benefits as well. So in this slide, I'm going to tell you the entrepreneurship and economic development, the third benefit which I have just finished, which is linked to that benefit as well. So here I'm going to tell you the relationship, the link between what happened when people, organization doing more entrepreneurial activities, what kind of economic development we can expect it, and how it happens. The relationship between entrepreneurship and businesses can be clarified by the following points. So when individuals, when the people live in that particular society, in the country, when they are doing entrepreneurship, because when they are involving entrepreneurial activities, which means they will do more innovations, more innovative products, innovative services, innovative processes. Because of that, which will increase the national production. Because of these innovative activities, including entrepreneurship, which will lead to increase the national production. That is the first point. Then increase in the level of employment through producing new employment opportunities. When the national production is increasing, which means when they are producing more and more new products and services, then which will lead to create new job opportunities. So new job opportunities means which will increase the level of employment. So unemployment rate will decrease, and which will create new employment. That is the second point. The third one is economic development becomes faster through producing new employment opportunities. When there are new employment opportunities, then ultimately economic development become faster. When new employment opportunities means there will be new income sources, so then there will be more higher demand, so which will leads to economic development, which can explain through this diagram. Here, the first thing happens, increase in production because of the innovative products and services, which will lead to new employment opportunities, as I mentioned in my second point. This is the first point, and this is the second point. Increase in production because of innovation, included in entrepreneurship, so which will lead to new employment opportunities, and that will lead to increase in income level. So when there are new job opportunities, so the level of employment rate will increase, and which will increase the income level of that particular society, in that society, which will lead to increase in purchasing power. When their income level increase, their purchasing power also increase. So which will lead to increase in demand for goods and services. So when their purchasing power increase, they will demand for more goods and services, and which will lead to increase in production. When there are higher demand for goods and services, which will lead to increase in production. That is how entrepreneurship leads to economic development. If you can see this clearly, increase in production leads to new employment opportunities, that leads to increase in income level, and that leads to increase in purchasing power, which leads to increase in demand for goods and services, and again that demand will lead to increase in production. This happen as a cycle. So here are some other points we can highlight through when we discuss about this relationship, entrepreneurship and economic development. So when people in that particular society or particular country is involving in entrepreneurship activities more and more, which will increase in economic development through expansion of business activities and generating of new competitive markets. So when there are when people are involving in new products development and new services, which will lead to increase and expand business activities, and which will create new competitive markets because of these new products and services. And also increase in demand for regional resources that are being used, which I have mentioned before also, under the benefits of under the economic and social benefits of entrepreneurship. So then the next point is creating an economic development as new business come to existence. So entrepreneurship, when people are involving in more entrepreneurial activities, which means there will be more startups, more new businesses, which will also eventually lead to economic development. So this is how we can explain the relationship between entrepreneurship and economic development. Now we're gonna discuss about some trends in entrepreneurship. So here today we're gonna discuss about 4 trends: global entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship, green entrepreneurship, and intra-entrepreneurship. First, we're gonna discuss about global entrepreneurship trend. So what is global entrepreneurship trend? So which is actually global entrepreneurship trend means, in simple terms, which actually involves in global trade activities, doing business globally. So this actually distribution of goods and services successfully from one place to all over the world to supply products for fulfilling identified consumer needs and wants of each country is harvesting the yield for entrepreneurship globally. So no matter where you are living, through technology, you can communicate anyone in the world, and you can distribute your good and service to satisfy consumers' needs and wants who are all over the world. That is what happened through global entrepreneurship trend. Therefore, it is very much important to have a better understanding about other cultures, and also it is very much important to build good relationship between with other countries. Then the second one is social entrepreneurship trend. So the entrepreneurs who are involved in social entrepreneurship, their main aims to build a better world. So they engage in innovations to solve social problems with the intentions of social services. So profit maximization is not their aim. Here they try to solve social problems with the intention of social services. And also the benefits they are actually expecting by involving social entrepreneurial activities are like mental satisfaction, acceptance, recognition, mutual help. Those kind of benefits these social entrepreneurs are expecting by involving in social entrepreneurial activities. Then the third one is green entrepreneurship. So in social entrepreneurship, they focus on social problems. So in green entrepreneurship, green entrepreneurs actually focus on both social problems as well as environmental problems. So green entrepreneurship is the activity of consciously addressing environmental and social problems and need and coming up with brilliant, innovative entrepreneurial ideas that will bring a solution to them. So these green entrepreneurs are actually very much sensitive to these natural environmental issues. So they always try to build a positive impact towards the natural environment. So green entrepreneurs, they always try to build a positive impact on natural environment through their business activities. The last one is intra-entrepreneurship. So intra-entrepreneurship actually happens inside the organization, within an institution. So creative people who are in different posts in organizations make changes in products and production methods. So creative people with entrepreneurial skills who are working different positions in the organization, they try to make changes in their products and also production methods. That's we call intra-entrepreneurship. Therefore, entrepreneurship that introduces changes in an organization and implements them within an institute, we define as intra-entrepreneurship. Therefore, senior managers in those type of organizations always they try to promote, help, support these kind of creative employees. Here we are going to describe entrepreneurial process which involves 5 steps starting from opportunity recognition and until a successful business is carried out. The first step is discovery. So in this step, entrepreneurs are try to come up with their business idea and they try to identify market opportunities, and also they try to gather information about their marketplace, market environment. Those kind of activities actually involves in the first step. The second step is concept development and preparing business plan. So in this step actually business plan is prepared. So they gathered all the required information and they properly develop a business plan how to run their business organization. The third one is resourcing. Once they have prepared a proper business planning, now they have an idea what type of resources they need to start their business. So in this step, they try to acquire all the financial, human and other physical resources which needs to start their business. Then the fourth step is actualization. In this step, actually entrepreneurs are starting their operational activities. They actually start their business. The last step is harvesting. So once they are continuing, once they are doing their business activities, in the harvesting step, they make decisions, important decisions like development of their business, how to develop their business, what type of growth they can expect. Those kind of decision making actually involves in this last step, in the harvesting step. So this is what we call process of entrepreneurship. Okay students, so far we discussed about entrepreneurship. Now we are going to describe who is an entrepreneur. What kind of person we identify as an entrepreneur. So if you can remember the definition of entrepreneurship or how we have came up with the explanation about entrepreneurship, I mentioned there are 4 important aspects we need to highlight. That is, entrepreneurship is a process. That is the first thing, and which involves 3 important activities. That is opportunity recognition, managing risk, and innovation. So entrepreneur is the person who carries out those activities. So if you can see that, an entrepreneur can simply be identified as one who generates innovations by extracting environmental opportunities creatively while taking risk. Innovation, opportunity recognition, and risk taking. So the person who involves with those activities we recognize as an entrepreneur. According to Peter F. Drucker, the person who sees changes in the marketplace as opportunities for businesses is an entrepreneur. His armor is product innovation. So, as I mentioned, we are working in a rapidly changing world. So, these changes, if a person see these changes as market opportunities, Peter Drucker mentioned that person as an entrepreneur, and also he further explained that his armory, that person's armory is product innovation. So here is an example to describe who is an entrepreneur. So Sanjay has produced a special new filtering equipment that can remove harmful materials in the water which cause kidney diseases, and has presented it to the market at a reasonable price. So if you can see this example properly, you can see all 3 important activities which I have mentioned before actually included in this example. So opportunity recognition, innovation, and risk bearing. All 3 activities has done by Sanjay. That's why we identified him as an entrepreneur. So first, what kind of opportunity actually he has identified? If you can see the problem that due to the different harmful materials and chemicals in the water which cause kidney diseases, that is a problem, and this problem was identified as a market opportunity. Then he produced a special new filtering equipment, that is the innovation part. Lastly, he presented it to the market at a reasonable price. So when we are introducing any new product to the market, which always involve some risk, because we don't know how the customers will accept our product, because it is a new product. We still don't know how consumers will react to it. Therefore, we automatically bearing some sort of a risk. So Sanjay actually identified opportunity and has done an innovative product, produced an innovative product, and also he took risks by introducing this new product to the market. Therefore, we can identify Sanjay as an entrepreneur. Here I'm going to discuss about the difference between an entrepreneur and a businessman. Most of us things like entrepreneur and a businessman both as same, but they are not same. They are 2 different people. So here are some differences which I'm going to highlight to you here. Entrepreneur versus businessman. The first one is entrepreneur commences a business with his own idea or new concept. So entrepreneurship actually involves innovation. Therefore, entrepreneur always starts their business with new idea or new concept, whereas businessman commences a business with an existing idea or concept. Businessmen usually they start their business by imitating a product or service which is already available in the market. Therefore, there is a difference between entrepreneur and businessman. The second one is the business opponent of the entrepreneur is himself. The competitor for that entrepreneur is himself. because he always he or she always make new product, innovative product. Therefore, he's the one, he always see himself as the competitor or the opponent. Whereas a businessman has other business opponents, because they are making imitative products or services that is which are already available in the market environment, marketplace. Therefore, those competitors, there will be a lot of competitors, there will be a lot of similar products and services. Therefore, businessman has other business opponents, other business competitors who produce similar type of products or services. The entrepreneur prepares himself for new business opportunities. Entrepreneur is always ready, always prepared himself for new business opportunities, because he always ready to do innovation, introduce new product. Therefore, entrepreneur prepares himself for these type of new business opportunities. Whereas the businessman is always engaged in his business activities. Usually businessmen, they do not consider, they do not involve with new innovative products, new product development. These businessmen usually involves with day-to-day business activities. Therefore, we can identify entrepreneur as an innovator, whereas businessman as traditionalist. And also, entrepreneur faces risk, because usually entrepreneur makes new product, they involves with identifying new market opportunities and also product innovation. So therefore, entrepreneurs involves with risk, whereas businessmen, they engage in activities protectively. They all usually businessmen, they try to avoid risk. They always like to engage in business activities protectively. Then lastly, when problem arises, an entrepreneur faces them courageously to overcome them. Usually entrepreneurship involves with different problems and issues. So when these type of new problems and issues comes, an entrepreneur always face them courageously to overcome them. Whereas businessman gets discouraged when faced with difficulties. But businessmen, they usually, when they face different problems and issues when they are doing their business activities, they easily discouraged. Now I am going to present you entrepreneurial characteristics, skills and ways of developing them. First, I am going to describe you entrepreneurial characteristics. What kind of entrepreneurial characteristics can be expected from a good entrepreneur? Willingness to take risk. Entrepreneurs are like to take risk. They do not avoid risk, but that does not first characteristic is willingness to take risk. Usually entrepreneurs are like to take risk. They do not avoid risk, but that does not mean that they are ready to take every risk. Then creativity. Actually entrepreneurs, they see, think and act differently. Therefore, they are very creative. Commitment. They are always very committed. When they started something, they always stay motivated until that job done. So that is another characteristic. Next one is self-confidence. So when problem comes, they are very self-confident. They always think they can solve that problem and they will be able to manage that problem. That is self-confidence. Self-reliant. Self-reliant means they do not depend on others. They always believe in their ideas and they try to execute their ideas. They do not depend on others. So here are some skills which actually which can be highlighted. First one is leadership skills. To be a good entrepreneur, that entrepreneur need leadership skills, because he has to manage his company, his business. Therefore, he must have these leadership skills to direct other employees to achieve organizational objectives. Then interpersonal skills. So interpersonal skills means entrepreneurs needs to have a good skills to build relationship between internal and external parties. Internal organizational parties as well as external organizational parties. Then communication skills. Actually, information is the key for when they are doing a business. So having a good communication skills also very much important, because only then they will be able to communicate it to the other to carry out their organizational activities. Then lastly, basic management skills. Basic management skills means planning, organizing, leading and controlling. So those management skills also required to be a good entrepreneur. Then methods. So here we are going to discuss about how a person can develop these skills or competencies to be a good entrepreneur. First one is self-evaluation. This is the first thing we need to do when we want to improve those skills and competencies. Self-evaluation means we have to find what are the important skills and competencies required to be a good entrepreneur. Then we can evaluate ourselves from out of those skills and competencies, what kind of competencies we have, what kind of competencies we don't have. Once we identify those skills which we don't have, then we can work on to develop them to be a good entrepreneur. Then next one is training. Entrepreneurship skills and competencies can be developed by by participating in training programs. Then education. Education also another tool, another method which can be used to develop these entrepreneurial skills and competencies. So it doesn't mean that formal education, but instead we discuss here, we want to improve our entrepreneurial skills by participating in entrepreneurial education. Then lastly, profiting from experiences. Actually, experiences are very important method to build our entrepreneurial skills and competencies. Not only Then lastly, profiting from experiences. Actually, experiences are one important tool, one important method we can use to build our entrepreneurial skills and competencies. So here experiences which we gain from doing our own business activities, and also at the same time by working under any other organization, we can gain those experiences. So through those experiences, we can develop our entrepreneurial skills and competencies. Okay, here we came to the end of today's lesson. I hope you have learned something important and have a good idea about entrepreneurship. Thank you very much for listening and have a good day. Ayubowan.